Imagine living in a home that's been built to your exact personal needs. Sounds pretty exciting, right? But where do you even start? Well, today we're going to be going step by step through everything you need to know. Spoiler alert, there's a lot more potential pitfalls than buying a regular house, so stick around. So you're thinking about buying a brand new home. Maybe you're thinking about building one. Maybe you're thinking about building a custom home. Maybe you're thinking about just buying one that's already built that still is a new home, and you're really wondering what's that process like. Or maybe you just signed a contract for one, you're super excited and you want to know what to expect. I'm going to run through a brief overview of the steps that are involved to go from thinking about buying a brand new home all the way to actually buying one. So no matter where you are, this will hopefully be helpful for you. The first thing I want to touch on, there's actually 5 different types of new construction, or I guess technically 4 plus a secret one that we use all the time with our clients to help you find the absolute best possible home for you. There's basically 2 different kind of processes of what that buying process will look like. And there's more niche specifics between them that we, guide our clients through, but I'm going to give you the top level overviews. The overall process, I say, for any home buying is there's 3 steps. You got to prepare to buy a home. You got to find a home worth buying, and then you got to buy the house. There's no real difference with new construction at that level, but getting more into the specifics, that's where there's a difference, both with new construction specifically and the type of new construction. No matter what the process is going to be, the first step is going to get pre-qualified and pre-approved for a loan. What's the difference between those? Pre-qualification is basically one step above doing a calculator for yourself. It's where theoretically this is what you should be able to qualify for. A pre-approval is where you've actually given all the documents, all the stuff to the lender that they need to underwrite the loan and be able to guarantee you that they can then underwrite that loan and give you the cash to close. And that is what we call in the business, almost as good as a cash offer. There's someone that says they have the cash and they're willing to give it to you to purchase a house within some specific requirements, and that's all part of that pre-approval. The reason this is important is for a couple of different reasons. First, you don't want to be looking at stuff that you can't afford, because that just is going to make you sad. And then second, when you're out and looking at properties, it shows potential sellers, whether it's a new construction builder or a resale seller, private seller, that you're serious and that you actually are going through the process with an expert guiding you. So you're a home buyer, not a home bystander. Now, the second step is going to be to research and choose your builder, your area, the communities you're looking at, figure out, really zero in what is it that's going to be a great home for you. If you're going on the custom build or semi-custom build side, you're going to be picking the builder. If you're on a semi-custom or a to-be built, you're going to be picking more the neighborhoods, maybe the builder. It really depends on how many options are available in the areas that you want to look at. Quick move-in or inventory or speculative build homes, those are going to be ones where you're choosing specifically the community and the floor plans and the units that are already built that you're interested in. Narrowing this down is important because it's the pool of options that you're actually going to be looking at seriously. The third step is to figure out what it is that you're going to buy. So this can look a few different ways. If you are looking at quick move-in, inventory, speculative build homes, those are going to be looking at individual units that are either spec'd out or already built that you can buy. And it's very similar to if you were going and looking at resale private seller homes. Now, those might already be finished. They might not be finished. They might just be spec'd out and be in the middle of construction. And sometimes they're not even actually under construction yet, but you're figuring out what is it that you want to buy within those specific options. It's kind of a top-down model. Also, what are some of those design features and things that you're really looking for going into that home, especially if it is a custom, semi-custom, or to-be built home? You got to choose what is actually going into that home. The fourth step is to sign what's called an offer to purchase agreement. That is a contract that says you are offering a certain amount of money in exchange for a house. If you've ever heard about the origin of the handshake, back in the old medieval times, if you wanted to make sure that you were meeting someone and that they were trustworthy, the only way you could trust them was to clasp their hand, grab their sleeve, and make sure they didn't have a dagger up it so you wouldn't get stabbed. A contract is very similar to that. It's how you build trust by saying, here's what we're offering, and the other party says, here's what they're offering, and you both lock arms and clasp and shake. You are entering into an agreement where you haven't bought the house yet, but you've said, I'm going to put up this amount of money, and if I don't close, this will happen. And they're going to say, we're going to put up this house, and if we can't close, this is what's going to happen. And so you're coming together to find agreeable terms where then you can buy a house, they can sell you a house, everybody's happy at the end of the day. But the important thing is that you are, especially in North Carolina, very locked in once you sign an offer to purchase agreement. So you want to make sure you understand the terms, you know the terms of it, you know what happens if you don't close, you know why you can or cannot not close. All that is very standard stuff that we deal with every day and help our clients understand exactly what it is that they are offering, because that's part of being a real estate broker. Now, this is where it gets a little bit funky, whether you're going the new construction, like custom build route, or more of a semi-custom or a to be built, or even a quick move-in route. If you are going the custom route, you're going to secure your lending. You're going to actually close on the entire build process ahead of time, go through the pre-construction meeting, go through the entire construction process, and then when the house is finally done, that's when your construction loan matures into a mortgage and you can actually move into your house at that point, and they hand over the deed, all that good stuff. If you are buying a to be built or a quick move-in inventory speculative build, those are going to be ones where you actually close right before you move in. So it'll be under construction and under contract the entire time of construction, but you won't actually close on the house until the end of construction. Whereas again, with one of those semi-custom or custom builds, generally those are closed up front with what's called a C2P loan or construction to permanent loan. I won't get super deep into each of those steps just because it might get a little bit confusing. Just kind of remember, the more custom you are, they want to get the money to build it up front because it's for you. You wouldn't lay out $500,000 or $1 million worth of materials to build something for someone else that you aren't sure if they're going to actually buy it when you're building it specifically for them. Neither is a builder. And then on the flip side, if they're building something and they're picking all that, you're probably not going to want to close on that house all the way up front unless they are building it to your specifications. The final step of the whole process is going to be to actually do a final walkthrough and then do your final closing on the house. Either way, the final walkthrough is really important. It's going to happen before that final closing, and that is where you tape everything. So usually it's blue or green tape, painter's tape, and anything that is a cosmetic or material defect, material meaning something that's substantive or really affects the functionality of the house, you're going to tape that. Usually there's not, especially if it's a reputable builder, there's not anything too major, but you might find little scuff. Someone, when they were moving tools out on the last day of painting or something, accidentally bumped into something, or a little scratch on the wall or whatever. We want you to get a perfect house, and so that final walkthrough is where we nitpick everything. We make sure that you're actually getting the house that you think you're getting, and then they take care of all those items before closing. Another one of those things that we do around that same time is we get the home inspected, because even new construction homes need to be inspected. We take the items, not the entire report, because the builder did not pay for the entire report. We take the items that the builder needs to take care of, we communicate them to the builder, and then we verify that they were actually taken care of prior to handing them over the remainder of the cash that they get for building your home. Now, I know all of this can be super overwhelming and there's so many different steps and so much different stuff that I covered here in just a few minutes, but if you are ready to start searching for your perfect home, there's a couple of different ways that we would love to help you out. The first one is going to be that we have a link down in the description. We'll also put up a QR code to all the new construction homes in the Charlotte region. We'd love to text you access to that because you probably are either on your phone right now or got it nearby. So we'll text you a link to go take a look at all those new construction home options. And I'd be happy to take some time, hop on a Zoom call, answer any questions that you have, and specifically put together a home buying strategy for you and your situation to help you make a smooth move to or from Charlotte, North Carolina. So again, we'll put that somewhere up here, and also links to that and many other helpful resources are down in the description below. I appreciate you spending the time with me. As always, until next time, hope to show you around town.